Hello boys and girls, welcome to the Math Club. In this video, we're going to talk about similar triangles and how to answer questions regarding similar triangles. This question here shows two triangles inside of each other. We have triangle ACB or ABC, and then we have a triangle CDE. They are on top of each other, and we have letters instead of numbers here on each side. Now, the question here says, find an expression for BC in terms of R. Now, before we start answering the question, we need to understand the meaning of some words. First thing, an expression for BC means what? It means BC equals. This is the meaning of expression for BC. It means make BC the subject of the equation. Now, we understand this now. So an expression for BC means BC equals. And then we have another thing, which is in terms of R. In terms of R. In terms means what? It means make R or put R inside the equation. Put R inside the equation, for example, like this. So in terms means put this letter or this variable inside the equation. And then expression for means write it as BC equals. Now let's start answering the question. Now, to find an expression for BC in terms of R, we have to know where is BC. Very good. Now BC is here. This is BC. Now, to write an expression, before we do anything, the first step in answering questions like this is what? Very good. Separating the triangles. So the first step, we separate the triangles. Let's come here and separate them so we can answer the question. This is the big triangle. Now, let me make the small one. This is the small triangle. Now, let me label it so we can work with it. First thing, this is R. So we put R here. And then we have S. So we put S on the side. Very good. And then we have T here. And then we have this length, which is BC. And this is what we need to put in the equation, or as a subject of the equation. So we write BC. Now, after separating the triangles, we can start answering the question. The question is very easy now, because we can see each triangle alone. So we can work on them. Now, the expression for BC in terms of R, it means try to find BC using these variables. Now, if I want to find BC, I will write BC equals. So I will start the expression like this. BC equals. And because I chose BC here, and I put it as a subject of the equation, I can't work with R to find the scale factor, because scale factors means what? It means dividing two corresponding sides on each other. And if I use BC, then I can't use R to find the scale factor. I have to use the other variables to find the scale factor. Now, the scale factor is what? It's dividing two corresponding sides on each other. And as we said, we can't use R now. So we're going to use T and S. And dividing two corresponding sides on each other by what? By dividing the big one on the small one. So which one is the big one? Very good. T is the big one. So we say T divided by S, or T divide S. Good. Let me make it like this. Now, T divide S is what? Very good. It's the scale factor. So first we find the scale factor, and then we use the scale factor to find the big side. And to find the big side, what do we do with the scale factor and the small side? Very good. We multiply them. We multiply them. Good job. So we multiply the scale factor by the small side, which is R. Good job. Now we write R here. Very good. Now, this is an expression for what? For the line BC in terms of R. We can write it like this, or we can take the R and put it with a T, and then divide on S, because this is multiplied. We can do this. So, it's going to be like this. BC equals TR divide S. Very good. So we can use it to answer the next question. So as we said, it's very easy to answer. First step you do is what? Good job. Separate the triangles and then find the scale, which is this one, and then multiply it by the small side to get the big side. And this is the answer for question A. We can do it like this, in a simplified way. Now, let's move on to the next question, which is B. And remember, we're going to use this to answer question B and C. So don't forget it. Now, let's move on to question B. Question B. Find an expression for BE in terms of R. Now, to find an expression for BE in terms of R, we need to use the drawing that we did. Now, let's go back to the drawing and find an expression for BE. As we said, the same idea is what? You write BE equals, and then you write the rest of the expression using R inside of it. That's the idea of the question. Now, let's go and check the question with the drawings so we can answer this question. Now, as you can see here, these are the separated triangles, and we need an expression for BE alone. We don't need BC, we need BE. Now, how can we do this? We can say, we can use the same expression, but we will change this a little bit. How can we change this? By doing what? By saying that BC equals what? Equals BE plus R. Very good. Because this is BC, it equals BE plus R. So we write it as an expression. We say BC equals BE plus R. Now, BC equals BE plus R. Now, we're going to use this instead of this because they are the same. This is BC, this is BC. So, we're going to put this in the equation here instead of this. So, we will say what? Let's do it here. We will say BE. Let me do it here. We will remove this. So, BE plus R, because BC is the same as BE plus R, equals what? T divided S multiplied R, or we can use this equation for it. So it's the same idea, but we changed BC to BE plus R. So we can do this, and then we continue with the equation finding BE alone. Now, let me take you to the other picture so I can work on this equation there. So I'm going to say what? BE plus R equals TR divided by S. Now let me take you to the other equation. So we said what? We said BE, let me put it here, yes. BE plus R equals T divided by S multiplied by R. So TR divided by S. This is the last equation that we worked with. So we said that BE plus R, and why did we say BE plus R? Because it's the same as BC, and we said that BC is BE plus R. Now, after doing this, I need BE alone, so I want to get rid of the R. I want to take it to the other side. So what can I say here? Very good. I can do the opposite of the R, or plus R. So it's going to be minus R here, and minus R here. And because this is minus R and plus R, they will go together as 0. So the answer will be what? Very good. BE equals TR divided by S minus R. So the difference is what? The difference between them is what? Is R. Very good. So just minus R from the old equation. Now, after answering B, we can take it and answer C. I hope you understood the idea of B. It's not complicated, but you have to understand the idea. Now, let me take you to the picture that we have the separated triangle so I can explain more. As we said here, we found an expression for BC and it equals TR minus divide S. And then we said what? BC is BE minus R. So the idea here, we just minus R from the equation. We say minus R here. Now, let's take these answers and answer question C. Let's move on to the next question. Now, question C here says, find the ratio BE to EC, and then simplify this ratio as much as possible. Now, this ratio is very important. Now, let me show you how you answer a question like this using the separated triangles. Let's go back to the picture with the separated triangles, and remember, we need BE to EC. Here, EC. Put the dots here. Very good. Now, let's go back to the picture. I'll explain more. As you can see here in this picture, BE is this part. And we said that BE is a part of BC. And EC alone is R. Now, the question C wants BE to EC. And we found BE using question B. And we said that BE is what? Let me show it to you. We said that BE equals TR divided by S minus R. Very good. Now, we want to take this because the question C, wants BE to EC. Now, let's take this and answer question C with it. Now, BE, as we said, equals what? Equals TR divided by S minus R. Now, this is for BE. And then EC is what? Very good, it's R. Now, we need to try to simplify this so we can simplify it with R. Now, the idea here, we need to find a simpler way to write this. First step we do is what? We put 1 under the R here so we can work with them. Now, we put a denominator down, which is S. How do we find it? By multiplying this number by this S, or variable, so it's S. And then we do the X method like this, and we multiply, and we use the same sign, which is negative. So we multiply 1 by TR equals TR, and then S by R equals SR. And then after that, we have to factorize this and put them together. So what do? We say, we take a common factor between them, which is R here, and we put it outside, and then we open a bracket, we put the T, which we left here, and then we put the minus sign and the S, and then we put the S underneath it. So this is the simplest form for this one. Now, after finding the simplest form for this one, we want to put it with the ratio R. Now, we will put this like this. Wait. So R multiplied by S, R multiplied by T minus S divided by S, and then the 2 points of the ratio for R. Now, we can do something here to simplify it more. Because we have R here and R here, we can divide both sides on R. So it's going to be like what? It's going to be like this. Divide R here. Divide R and divide R. And then when we simplify, R divide R equals 1. and then we put the two dots or the 2 points of ratio, and then r goes with the r, and it equals t minus s divided by s. And this is how you answer a question like this. I know that the idea is long. It's not complicated, but it's long. But you have to follow them steps after another. So focus on the steps, watch the video over and over, and I hope you got the idea. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.